Nautilus, casting Nautilus ult on you. It's like Guma does not get to play.
And that's the big problem for T1 here. You see how much dive there is from G2.
That was an interesting cover. They were kind of expecting a little delayed invade there.
Oh, Mickey. Kerry is there. Mickey tries to dredge line away. The charm moots him in place. And I don't think Mickey needs to burn the flash here. He knows he's done for. First blood to T1.
And I really think
G2 gets the top crab, immediately move bot, gets bot one, covers there on the mid play for Caps 2. And now you're in a position where you've a bit of a nice ATS lead for yourself.
Zenith played in. Kerry's going to have to flash away. Hans Summer. One more adoration for Hans.
Going up towards the top side. Broken Blade wants to try and push a little bit further.
Hans. I mean, Zeus has Flash, has the explosive cast. Hans has both his summoners as well, but Hans Summer continues to put axes into the back of Zeus. The cleanse away from Hans, flashes forward. Zeus flashes away, will get the slow with the cask. Hans now in the middle of the minions, doesn't have a ward to place. Zeus can open up and Zeus finds it. A solo kill for the Gragas. Meanwhile, in the top lane, a hook's gonna land onto Oner. Broken Blade looking for the stun, Root goes down. As Yike, Mickey, and Broken Blade disengage.
Love the plates, and you're in position as G2 first. I think T1 have fumbled this a little bit.
G2 will start up the grubs. T1 are looking for a Barney. They're looking for a fight here. Mickey looking for that hook. Oner stepping forward, eats an axe. Caps and Mickey standing around the side. Caps low mana. They go into Carrier. Paranoia. There's the shockwave as well. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Broken Blade's going to look to try and keep Zeus around. One already over as Yike kills off Carrier. Oner's killed Caps though. And now Yike has to run from Faker and Gumayusi. Oner so low in the pit. He gets two. Hans Summer will answer with one. Cleanses away, but he's not going to be able to get too much more here. He can get a second. Gumayusi able to win out the fight in the end. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, much ado about nothing.
Oh man, it seems the Dragon number 2 here for T1, which Oner's able to clean up. Faker does not have teleport.
Already used. Zeus caught out with a counter-strike though, and Zeus is met with the whirling death. The curtains open. Hans Summer's so low, but Broken Blade can tank that up well enough as G2 managed to escape with a kill. Caps is looking for a little bit more though. Gumayusi has the flash, has the barrier, and I think G2 realize they can't really dive this.
Yeah, but look at the bot side. Faker's completely pushing in. Gumayushi's still looking for more. Broken Blade gonna have to place a ward so we can hop on out of there. There it is.
For G2, and they're starting to drop a decent amount of gold. They still do have a lot of territory to work with now, and if Yike can get one more level, you actually get a nice range boost on your ultimate, but...
Solar Flare. Yike puts up the shroud. In goes the stinger, and down onto the backline goes Yike. Looking for that paranoia. Mickey knocked in as well. Gumayusi has to flash away. The whirling death coming out from Hans Summer. And Faker's on the flank. Carrier chased out by Broken Blade. There'll be one. Faker trying to get onto Hans Summer as well. Lands the charm. Oner's there to help. The cleanse from Hans is not enough. And now it's a 3v4. T1 advancing again. Gumayusi was able to escape. Faker has another Spirit Rush. The charm goes wide. Yike and Caps alongside Broken Blade able to keep on to their lives right now. Zeus, though, can look for more. Broken Blade stepping forward into the darkness. Rift Tower pushed in the mid lane. That's going to take the tower. And it's only a Chemdrake. The T1 really care too much about it. G2 realize they can't fight around it anymore, and they'll back towards the bot lane.
In the end, even though it has been a little bit rough in the last sequence of plays for G2, and they're starting to drop a decent amount of gold, they still do have a lot of territory to work with now. And if Yike can get one more level, you actually get a nice range boost on your ultimate, but...
Solar Flare. Yike puts up the shroud. In goes the stinger, and down onto the backline goes Yike. Looking for that paranoia. Mickey knocked in as well. Gumayusi has to flash away. The whirling death coming out from Hans Summer. And Faker's on the flank. Carrier chased out by Broken Blade. There'll be one. Faker trying to get onto Hans Summer as well. Lands the charm. Oner's there to help. The cleanse from Hans is not enough. And now it's a 3v4. T1 advancing again. Gumayusi was able to escape. Faker has another Spirit Rush. The charm goes wide. Yike and Caps alongside Broken Blade able to keep on to their lives right now. Zeus, though, can look for more. Broken Blade stepping forward into the darkness. Rift Tower pushed in the mid lane. That's going to take the tower. And it's only a Chemdrake. The T1 really care too much about it. G2 realize they can't fight around it anymore, and they'll make it 1-0 in this third.
Especially because, you know, Dagda is mentioning Faker's build, and Faker's build not only is it very burst heavy, but it's also very far ahead. Oh, never mind.
Into the shockwave, they look for Gumayusi. He doesn't have the flash, and they will find him. Another hook's going to land onto Oner as the chase continues. Zeus coming in with the explosive cast, though, and G2 have to be careful because TB coming in from Faker. Mickey dodges away from the explosive cast, pulls Carrier in. The charm goes wide on Summer. Still cleanses just in case. T1 lose one. It's only Guma down. Mickey answered in response.
Advantage when it comes towards the AD carries. Even the 2 items just can be completed for Caps means he's quite dangerous when it comes to that Nocturne Orianna combo.
Solar Flare onto Caps. Faker going in with the charm, only hits onto Mickey. Cut and Call coming out as well. There's the Impale, and Mickey's just dragged in a double counter-strike into the Shockwave though, and Faker is down. Explosive Cast will separate Caps and Hansama from the fight. Zeus on that front line, 3 items strong, and he's trying to use them to their full effect. Owner down to about half HP, Zeus low as well. Hansama trying to open up on Gumayusi, who still has the flash. In the end, a support for mid lane trade. Very small window there to engage. They did have a little bit of vision. A TP coming in. Zeus will be the one on the front line, Faker will be the one on the back, but Zeus immediately locked up. You can see how much damage he can tank. Faker going in with the charm, it goes wide. Zeus almost falls to the whirling death and he still has the locket. Faker dodges away from the hook, Zeus going back in, and there's your contribution. Mickey falls, the shockwave from Caps. All it can do is buy him a second to wait. The flash charm from Faker. It's all done, it's all over. But the Nexus falling, T1 are gonna go 1-0 up.
Zeus can do no wrong. TP's in to what should have been his death, but instead it's T1 killing G2 and taking game number 1.
T1 may have limped through summer, but this is Worlds, and they are here to stay.
Broken Blade and Yike trying to do anything, but they still have the Impale, the suppression afterwards with the Edge of Ishtar, the chase onto Yike, the explosive cask, and as you say, Zeus godly with his placements today. The Nexus towers fall, and T1 will go 1 game away from Paris and quarterfinals. Mickey gets a kill.
Worth. Nexus for the support
The
kill.
mental game. It's the mental game.
Holy it is going to be a little bit difficult to try and get that with Mickey having roam timers to try and facilitate any sort of player in the mid. So I think T1 have a easy
Charm landing as well, and Mickey is done for. First blood in the first 2 games. Mickey dies. Owner takes the kill.
It's interesting because Broken Blade doesn't have teleport, but Owner's actually heading towards Broken Blade rather than the Void Grubs.
Yes, looking for this play down towards the bottom side. Broken Blade flashes immediately met with a fist in his face. Broken Blade trying to get away from this. Obviously, has to try and escape from Owner, who flashes forward. Another Vault Breaker. Broken Blade trying to dodge it. Owner holds it forever. Owner finds another as Broken Blade can't escape his clutches.
There was no escape there. Owner waiting over the wall. Broken Blade tried to sidestep. No way he catches Mickey again.
You put everyone on pause when you said that. Everyone's like...
Oh, Mickey looking for the hook here. So Yike can come in with the paranoia. There's the depth charge as well. The chase forward. Kerry has joined his mid laner. Faker flashes away. The ignite ticking on him won't be enough. There's the stun into the shield of the Wraith. Daybreak into the solar flare into the death of Yike. Rob, your no was heard around Europe. They were so close, but they just couldn't quite find the damage to kill off Faker.
Oh, I'm heartbroken. We were so close. Mickey, though.
Another Zenith Blade. Owner has cease and desist here, but I don't think she might just be coming off cooldown. Decides against going for it. TP to the top.
Carry here to try and help, but bot side.
Oh, Zeus flashes away. He's hit with a house. And Caps and Broken Blade find a kill. Carrier's looking to collapse here as well as Gumayusi, but this tower is already quite low, down to 1 plate remaining on it. Carrier going in with the Zenith Blade. Gumayusi there with the Deadly Flourish as well. Broken Blade still pretty tanky though. Yike's here to join the fray. Has the paranoia. Can't go into Guma, but there's a flash and a barrier on that AD carry, making it a little bit more suspect to go for the dive. Mickey side in the top lane. He's going to TP away. Will he escape? You can see it on the minimap. The Counter-Strike finds him alongside the cease and desist, and Broken Blade doesn't have a hope in hell of escaping this one. Zeus leaps on his face and takes another 4-1 now to T1.
It's interesting that they have such a bounty on Broken Blade's head, it feels like. Not in a literal sense, but they've got a target on his back. T1 keep on.
The counter strike, Hansama flashes it. Riftail charge forward. Zona can jump across that wall and look for Hansama. Yike with a fear, only onto Zeus. They're looking for the damage. The Shockwave will find him. Hansama surviving up towards the top side for as long as he can in the face of Owner, but now he's down and Carry is down alongside him. G2 find 2. They lose their mid-tier 1. Can they find anything more? I think the answer's no for now.
That darkness.
Control of the game, about 3,000 gold ahead. Drake Capice means there's no soul point soon, but we see Caps pushing in the top lane and the TP behind. Zeus on the collapse, has the flash. Caps goes one way, Zeus goes the other. Now he tracks back, knowing that Caps is there. The paranoia coming out as Mickey and Yike look to collapse. A flash away from the shockwave from Zeus is gorgeous. And once again, Zeus in this series puts G2 in their place.
They definitely have some really good looks here.
BB's just finished his Mega now and he's gone in.
He still gets the Gnar into the wall. The backline, Gumayusi flashes away. The Shockwave, I think, maybe a little bit early there as Broken Blade is forced low. Spirit Rush forward by Faker as T1 begins to collapse. And Mickey's burst on the menu again. Faker with a Spirit Rush across the wall, looking for Yike. No curtain call connects, and G2 are able to walk away.
Great target selection from
Brewing
T1.
here.
Teleport.
See the TP behind that.
Faker.
Counter TP being used by Broken Blade. Curtain Call coming in as the stopwatch is used. Dion onto the backline, jumps Gumayusi, a good shockwave as well onto Zeus. And now we see Hans Summer having to try and get away from this. Owner going in as he puts the damage down onto Caps. Owner flashing away. Zeus the same. The killer instinct from Hans Summer gets Zeus in response. Now Faker diving around the fight. A hook coming out. Broken Blade trying to get into the Mega Gnar. He'll jump on their heads. Goomba stopped them. Faker escaping. Carrier slammed into the wall. On the top side, Yike killed off Gumayusi. And G2 somehow find a fight.
Only Faker
The
gets
screens as well during the paranoia to get that little bit of extra vision. I love the not using the shockwave, but immediately they do. Paranoia in, Faker down, solo play onto the backline as well. We see Hans Summer falling for it. Mickey trying to get into this fight. Broken Blade on his way across as well. Carrier, Owner there as well with Gumayusi trying to get away. Doesn't have the flash. Owner doesn't. Carrier goes back in with the Zenith Blade. He's a sacrifice. A sacrificial lamb for G2. As there's 2 more on the board for them.
Keep the pace up. Decision here. Is it going to be a dangerous face check, or are they going to try and get control of the mid wave first?
Mickey looking for the hook. There's the charm. Deadly Flush going in. Owner looking for that back line. The solar flare hits 2. Paranoia coming out. Owner can't go in with the engage. Zeus now locked out. Pops a stopwatch to buy himself a little bit of time. He's feared though. The shockwave hits onto Owner as he looks for the engage. Goes in with the cease and desist. The Guardian Angel still sitting on Owner's shoulders. Will bring him back to life. Broken Blade with a good double R into the wall. Owner trying to get back in with that shield from the Vault Breaker, but he will fall. Faker can't escape Broken Blade. Gumayusi now trying to dance his way away, but the eyes are on Carrier for G2. They're looking for one more. Gumayusi will have the fleet, will have the move speed from this Jhin. Broken Blade chucks a house out, can't quite land it onto Guma's back. Caps with the dissonance. There's the slow from the red buff. They dodge the captive audience, and Guma's down 2. An ace for G2.
G2 are coming alive. This combo.
It's just so durable for G2. They're just bullying them.
Solar Flare, Hans Summer dodges, only gets slowed. Broken Blade goes in with an arm only onto Owner. Zeus is TP'd in behind, and he dives onto Hans Summer immediately. And Hans Summer has a stopwatch, but he doesn't have much life left afterwards. He manages to get away with the killer instinct, but Mickey and Caps are only down. Owner face plants the wall this time. Broken Blade left it to his own devices, and T1 clean him up. The flash in from Zeus with a counter-strike. Mickey trying to dredge line his way out of this one, but Faker's on the chase, as is Carrier. And Mickey, those hooks are sending you to Davy Jones's locker. Faker will take it. T1 will take the fight.
Mickey is gone 6 feet under, but G2 cannot fathom how T1 have got in behind them so consistently. It was a delay played on the TP. It's a delay take on Mickey because 50 seconds until Dragon will deny a lot of control to G2. But T1, again, these great teleport flanks for Zeus.
Again, look at him.
You can see Mickey's only just getting up towards where the red buff is. The paranoia comes out. It's Guma that secures the Drake. They're looking up towards the top side. Zeus caught out with the paranoia, gets the counter-strike, but there's the fear as well. The killer instinct coming in from Hans Summer as they look to catch out Zeus. The rest of T1 trying to come back to defend their top laner, but Zeus will be down before they can get there. G2 find one. They lost the Drake, they lost the soul, they go mid, Kobe. They can hear your call. G2 knocking on the doors of the Nexus now is T1 trying to defend.
Shockwave is still up and available for Caps. You have to be so careful as T1 as you try to defend this. How much do G2 want to try and take super minions on the top side as well?
It's so big. 3 inhibitors here. You're going to get... well, can they get 3?
Top just respawned as they were taking the second one, so it looks like it's only going to be 2. T1 able to hold on. All Owner needs to do is get into this pit, and he might be able to snipe this away. The curtain's open. An encore for Gumayusi. Owner gets into it! And he takes it! Owner will pay the ultimate price for his ability to steal the Baron. He keeps T1 in the game, and G2 just couldn't dot their I's and cross their T's.
Owner has been a beast for T1 at this championship. Barely getting in over the wall, gets the smite, and G2 now, with that dead timer though, they want to try and end it. Zeus had pushed in mid with Gumayusi and Carrier, so G2 trying to fight back against the Baron buff. They should be able to get another inhibitor for themselves, but T1, with that Baron buff, should be able to defend.
The tankiness the minions get from the Baron buff, they'll be spawning in a few seconds time for T1. There they are. They'll help them defend. Faker goes in. Dead charge. Shockwave! There's 2 knocked up, but Zeus is already on the back line. The Gnar coming out from Broken Blade as well. Zeus is doing so much work. Caps down. Hans Summer running for his life. Faker charms up Broken Blade. Zeus is just ripping through G2. Yeah, Faker survives on the backline. Yike trying to do everything he can. The paranoia will help him take out his enemy jungler. Hansama trying to survive here. Zeus has to call off the chase, but T1 once again hold on to the game.
Forward, nobody willing to hit him.
G2 behind is Faker. He's looking for the Spirit Rush. Is up in a second's time. Faker's met by Yike. Mickey on the front line. The Shockwave going out as well. Broken Blade lands the Gnar, but doesn't get a stun onto anyone, and G2 disengage.
They're desperate to try and get anything here, but T1, they just cannot be fought back. The health bars are so good. The waves are still crushing in.
Zeus has his TP, and he's going to match the supers pushing in the top side. G2 have control of the river right now. Solar player, Hansama only slowed, but Caps is the one they dive into and immediately assassinate him. Caps is swimming with the fishes, and Hansama is going to join him. T1 immediately pounce, and G2 don't know what hit him.
T1 are forever clutch, and G2 are finding out about it in the worst possible way. Zeus chasing down Broken Blade as T1 turn towards the outer Yike. The last one was stolen. Can you find revenge?
A vision in the pit. Gumayusi trying to keep him at bay. No paranoia for Yike, but does have the flash. Guma will take the blast cone. Yike, can you do it? We saw you steal one versus Hanwha live. He puts the Dustbringer over the wall and immediately backs away. G2 have called, do not fight this fight. We can take the next. But the next will be versus a very scary T1, an Elder and a Baron buff.
And so little stands in the way of T1. Inhibitor turrets are the only thing blocking them in Europe against a double buffed up T1 that have been relentless at denying you in this game.
That was crazy. The face check there, then Owner flashes away and they use the blast cone to jump onto Caps' head. Even with these defensive items we keep pointing out for G2, the Guardian Angel and Sterix for Yike, the double Zhonyas for both Caps and...
Looking to defend their world title.
A minute left on this Elder Dragon as well means that 2 more waves that you have to try and hold off. But I don't even know if you get that. Team 1 can just start to look at Nexus turrets off this wave.
It's got to be something miraculous. You've got a GA on Gumayusi, you've got Faker with the Spirit Rush, the curtain's open. I don't think G2 is getting a second act. The dive onto the backline by Yike, but immediately he is low. Caps already assassinated on the back, and T1 are just ripping them to shreds. T1 absolutely melting G2 under their Nexus towers. History doesn't repeat itself, but it damn well rhymes. It's another Friday, it's another T1 win.
Monumental stuff from T1.